All right, welcome back to the channel. Great news. Errol Spence Jr. has whispers of return, while Jermall Charlo lets you specifically know that he's coming back. And it looks like the PBC might be in the position to save boxing. Let's talk about that in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, we have some updates on some of the best fighters in the world, people that have been out of the ring for a long time. That word on the street is we'll be back soon as Amazon Prime picks up their boxing schedule. And the return is the great Errol Spence Jr. and the undefeated and highly underrated Jermall Charlo. In this video, I'm going to specifically talk about Errol coming back, the information on Jermall Charlo in May, and also the reason that is happening, Amazon Prime and their schedule picking up. And because of these things taking place, I think that it's the PBC that is in place to save boxing. Now, before I get into that, let me welcome you back to the channel. If you're new to the channel, please accept my invitation to hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon so you can be notified of when you release more videos. And if you're a longtime subscriber and supporter, thank you guys so much. So let's get to the first. Errol Spence Jr. is rumored to be actively in training and is spotlighting a return in the October timeframe is where they think that it can possibly happen. However, Errol Spence Jr., I'm told, and this is not directly from Errol Spence Jr.'s camp, this is not from the PBC, it's just somebody with good information on it, said that they are targeting and finding the dates for Errol Spence Jr. around that time frame. This same person told me, and it was verified yesterday, that the same is true of Jermall Charlo, but Jermall Charlo will actually be back on May 14th or May 17th or May 24th, right? It's basically the second, the third and the fourth Saturday, the third or the fourth Saturday in May. Those fight cards will be going on. And that is absolutely tremendous news. And the reason that this is happening is because obviously Amazon Prime is picking up their boxing schedule. That when Steven Espinoza originally started working with the PBC and he was responsible for working with Amazon Prime and getting the production and all that stuff done, he talked about the process being one where they had to feel out Amazon. Amazon had to feel out the PBC. The Amazon, has deal is a little bit different or significantly different than the Showtime deal was for the PBC, in that the PBC in this instance is responsible for their own production of it. So they have to basically script the whole thing. They've got to do the cameras. They've got to, they have to have all of that stuff in place for the PBC for their fights so that they can then take that finished product and air it on Amazon Prime. Also, Amazon Prime is also moving more on to more free fights as well. The fight specifically for Jermall Charlo, is supposed to be a non-pay-per-view event. So the Amazon schedule is picking up. And this is why I think that the PBC is what can save boxing. Because please note how the PBC is going about doing what they're doing versus how Turki Al-Sheikh went about doing what he was doing. The difference is that one is very purposeful, one is very planned, and everybody involved in it has a lot of experience with boxing, with dealing with all the sanctioning bodies, dealing with all the major promoters, dealing with networks. They have an expertise of well over 20 years or more than that in boxing in order for those guys to roll this product out in a way where that boxing product is going to bring value to the customers, but it's also going to be something that can build, each event can build on the other, and then you'll have a significant base of fans on Amazon Prime watching boxing on a regular basis. From there, they can move into bringing on other promoters onto the PBC Amazon network. All of that type of stuff can take place because the PBC itself is not the promoter. It's a platform on top of a platform. So this is the model that I think can actually save boxing versus Turki Al Sheikh's, which is almost completely ad hoc. I feel like having it this day. I feel like doing this the next day. I feel like doing the other thing 3 days from now. Oh, I said I was going to do it yesterday, but now I changed my mind. Let's do something different. All of that, just one guy sitting up there trying to make all of the decisions around thousands and thousands of people that he has absolutely no expertise in, right? Where he doesn't even know how to judge the quality of their work. That is never going to be successful. I don't care how much money and equipment you throw at a guy that does not know how to use a hammer. He will never build a house. I mean it. I do not care if you have a man and you give him everything you need, all the raw materials to make the greatest palace ever. If the man doesn't know how to use a hammer and or he doesn't know how to work with other people in order to take that material to make that great palace, that palace is never going to be made in a fashion in which it should be. There's going to be leaks all over the place. You're going to have foundation issues. You're going to have problems with the wall. All kind of stuff is going to go wrong when you give great materials to incompetent people. But if you give great materials to competent people, then you can get great things. There will be no way that Turki Al Sheikh can save boxing until he understands what boxing is and how boxing works and how it's important to develop fighters over time. And yes, you can, as soon as fans start noticing a young fighter, they start craving for that fighter to fight for a championship. But his team knows better and says, hold on, let's move them a little bit slower. Let's give him an opportunity to see this type of guy, to fight that type of guy, to get yourself the experiences necessary to fight at the top level. That's something that the PBC understands. That's something that Bob Arum understands. That's something that Oscar De La Hoya understands. But that's not anything that Turki Al Sheikh understands, which is why one of the best heavyweight prospects who was absolutely positively not ready for a fight with Martin Bakole got beat by Martin Bakole, waved money in the kid's face. The kid says, okay, yeah, I'm tired of waiting around for this money. I'm tired of give me my big money right now. So he gets his big money right now when he's not ready for it. And you got a finished product, a guy in Jared Anderson that may have been a big star if you would have given him the time to develop. Just like DAZN might have been a great place if the people that ran DAZN had given DAZN the opportunity to develop and developed it in an honest, straightforward way. But, you don't get a lot of that. You don't get a lot of that, but you do get that with organizations that know what they're doing because they've been doing it for year after year after year after year. So in conclusion, when Errol Spence Jr. comes back, I am absolutely positively hoping that it is a bum, that it is absolutely the easiest fight he's ever had in his career at the weight class that he can get used to. Walk in and let the guy fight a style or something that, may cause him a little bit of problems. But let the man get acclimated for a fight or two so that the third or fourth fight, he can be all the way back and boom, you got a great event that people want to pay a lot of money for on Amazon Prime. I am really happy that Jermall Charlo is back because Jermall Charlo is definitely one of the most underrated fighters in the world as people act like he's already lost, even though that man is a multi-weight division champion with no losses on his record. Anyway, I'm really looking forward to these guys getting back. You let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Deuces.